Hi, this is Project Spark Game Mechanics. I'm Lady Lex UK, and today we're going to be looking at Ghost Recon Wildlands and how to recreate some of their mechanics in Project Spark. Now, I've made this level. There was a few different tutorials in this level, so you're going to have to ignore some of the things that are going on in the background there for later tutorials. But today I'm going to be looking at the grenades. So what we're going to be dealing with today is how to choose a type of grenade from a selection, a flashbang, and C4. I've also got an ordinary grenade, but I haven't actually changed the code from that. That is just a bog standard stick grenade, or you could use the bog standard Astro Marine grenade for this, or make your own. It is entirely up to you. But let me show you what I've built so far, so you can see what we're going to be looking at today. So here is my player. In the bottom left hand corner you can see it says stick grenade, and there's a little picture of a stick grenade, and when I press the Y button he will throw that grenade. If I press the right button it changes to a flashbang, which I can now throw with the Y button, or I press it again and you can see now he's got something in his hand. He's got C4 in his hand, and I can go up to this object here and I can press A and I can place multiple multiple C4s on various objects, and if I press the right trigger they will explode. And I press the right button again and we're back to the stick grenade, which we can throw. There we go. So let's have a look at that selection part. So it's in our player brain. Okay, so we'll start off. We need a one statement, and it says grenade type number variable equals 1. So let's set in the starting grenade as grenade type 1, which is our stick grenade. And then we're going to say, well, the grenade type number variable is clamped between 1 and 3. So it can't go below 1 and it can't go above 3. When we press the right bumper, if the grenade type is less than or equal to 2, then we're going to increment that grenade type by 1. Otherwise, grenade type equals 1. So what this does is if you have a grenade type of 1 or 2 and you press the right bumper, it's going to go up to 2 or 3. But if your grenade type is already 3, then it's going to go back down to 1. So you get a circle between all these types. Now this is very useful information to know how to do any sort of number variable that goes around in a loop. So 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and of course you can change that minimum maximum to whatever you like. So it can go 4 5 6 7 8 4 5 6 7 8. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to start at 1. It doesn't have to end at whatever number. So there we go. So that's how you increment your number variable to go up and down when you press the right button. Now then, when grenade type equals 1, we'll create a object variable called grenade, and we'll make that our stick grenade. Now, these grenades need to be in your world to work with this object variable, so you need to put them in your world and make them templates. And then we're also going to display a picture of that stick grenade, plus the stick grenade's name. So whatever name we've put on that object that's in our world, at the bottom left hand corner. And we do the same for the flashbang. But for the C4 it's slightly different. If it's a C4, we're going to say our grenade is nothing. So we've not got any grenades at all, and we're going to equip that C4 object. And we'll do display exactly the same, but when no longer equipment contains C4, so once you've placed a C4, we're going to equip C4 again. So as soon as you've placed one, another one will pop into your hand. But if grenade type is not equal to 3, so you haven't chosen the C4, for each of the C4 that has got a deployed boolean in it, we're going to destroy it. So this is basically going to destroy the C4 that you've got in your hand, but it won't destroy the C4 that you've placed in your world. And that's it. Okay, so that's it for the grenade choosing. Now, if you look at our grenades here, let's have a look at our stick grenade. Is exactly the same. It's default. Haven't changed that. But let's have a look at our flashbang. Now, our flashbang has got two other objects important to it. There's this logic cube, which has got a brain in, and this light bulb. So let's go into the flashbang itself. Right, this is a slight variation on the flashbang code that the grenade code that is already in there. So I have changed it. So this is how I've changed it. So we have our fuse time equaling to 1. I think a normal fuse time is something like 3 seconds, but we're going to change it to 1 second. Our owner is our creator, and we're going to change the bounciness to 0 because I don't really want it bouncing about. I just really want it to flash where we throw it. When it's a projectile, we're going to set a boolean that says thrown equals true. So when it is thrown, we're going to turn its power on, and we're going to use a countdown timer with that fuse time and say detonate equals true. So in this case, it's going to detonate after 1 second. And this part of it is really what is already in the grenade, because it plays a sound and flashes the object red. You can have that or remove that. It really doesn't really make much odds whether you have that or not. Because I'm only going to have 1 second before it detonates, it doesn't really do very much in my brain, but depending on how long you want that flashbang to rest on the ground before it actually goes off, you might want to have this little bit of code in here. And like I say, this can be found in the ordinary grenades. Boolean detonate. When detonate is true, we're going to play this sound, and then we're going to have an object which I've called flash, which is our light bulb. We're going to create that light bulb. So that is a templated light bulb, and we're going to create that above the actual grenade, so that the light bulb will appear. The light will appear slightly above, so you've got it'll light up things in that general area. When the owner's enemies objects closer than 5 meters, then we're going to add those to a object set called flash enemies. So any enemy within 5 meters of the grenade is going to be popped into this set. And then for each of those enemies in that set, we're going to add the brain, that logic cube there, which is called stun. And then after 2 frames, we're going to remove the enemy from that set. So you're going to add them to the set, add the brain into them, and then remove them from the set. So the set will be empty. And then we're going to destroy the grenade. And in the logic cube, where it says stun, we're going to say once boolean stunned equals true. And when it is stunned, we're going to emote the stunned emote. And after 4 seconds, we're going to say we're no longer stunned, and we're going to remove the brain. So you can see what this is going to do. So when you throw your flashbang, it's going to put this little brain, this stun brain, into any enemy. So I've got goblins here, but it could be anyone. It could be zombies, it could be human beings. It doesn't really matter what it is, as long as they are set a team that is different and is an enemy of your player, then they're going to have this stun effect added to them. So let's have a look what that does when I throw a stun grenade at our goblins. So I've got to put it onto flashbang, and I'm going to throw. There we go. They're all stunned. Look. Right, that one didn't get any. Try to stun this one. Whoa! There we go. It stunned him. Finally, he was in the wrong place to get stunned. Obviously, this is not damaging our goblins any, but I mean, it's up to you. You can put in that it will damage them as well if you want. But my idea here is just to get them to pause act like they're stunned, they're flashed, which is what a flashbang is supposed to do. There we go. There we go. Let's stun loads of them there. There we go. Look, they're all stunned. Okay, so that's our flashbang. And so you'll need a templated brain and light bulb and grenade for that. Right, the C4, a little bit more complicated. In the C4 brain, it has got this information. When not held in inventory or equipped and interacted, it equipped me. Now this is if you're going to have them in the world loose that you can pick up. If you're not going to have that, then you do not need this. You can remove that bit of code, but I put that in case you wanted to have that in the world. When equipped, started to owner boolean carrying C4 equals true. So we set a boolean in our player to say I'm carrying this. When you detect all objects nearest object, target equals it. So when you go up to any object, doesn't matter what it is, any object in the world at all, then we're going to make it our target. And if you press A, then we're going to say you're no longer, the owner is no longer carrying the C4. The owner is no longer equipping me. And we'll set deployed to be true. When the deployed boolean is true, I'm going to make it a hologram. Now that's entirely up to you. You don't have to. You can have it without it being a hologram. I just like the effect, but you can remove that. It's not a problem. Collidable equals false. This is to stop the C4 block from throwing your player. There's issues with creating things and moving things that have collidable areas. It can throw your player across the map. So in order to prevent that, we're going to make collidable equals false. Until bump the target, move with flying towards the target with a minute distance of -1. So I've got this so that it will fly towards the target and in some respects will embed itself a little bit inside the targets as it's deployed. You might want to play about with this min distance to get it how you want it. When started to bump target, so when it's hit the target will attach me. So the C4 will attach itself. It will move towards the target and then it will attach itself as soon as it hits it. When the right trigger is pressed, we're going to play an explosion, and any object closer than 3.5 meters will be damaged 100 points, and then we'll destroy that C4 as well while we're at it. And that is the code for the C4 itself. Then in our player, so there's all our grenades. So don't forget this is when we've got grenade equals 3. When we have to change it, so when not carrying C4 and you press A, then we're going to jump. So we do this so that you don't jump when you're placing your C4. So you'll only jump when you're not carrying some C4 in your hand. So you can't jump with C4 in your hand because pressing A will actually deploy it. So we're just going to make sure that that is set so that you don't have that accidentally. And that's it. I think this is all my code for the drone. Right, so there you go. So that is a flashbang and C4 and swapping your grenades backwards and forwards between different grenades. I hope that was useful. Thank you for watching. This is Ghost Recon Wildlands Game Mechanics. You're watching Lady Lex UK, and as always, keep sparking.